What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Watch List, episode 9. I'm your host for today's show, Chase, joined alongside my four co-hosts, Jordan, Jagger, Christian, and Jacob. Really quick before we get into today's episode, I'm going to do a quick recap of last week's episode where we did directorial debuts. You definitely don't want to miss our conversations on After Sun, especially Jacob's beautiful monologue that he gave us last week on After Sun. And Jacob, now his favorite movie ever. Is that true?
It's up there.
Up
It's
there. Okay.
yeah, it's in strong consideration.
All right, well, we can dive into that a little more when we go through, your when we introduce you in a little bit. But then we also reviewed Ex Machina, American History X, and we did a Pixar movie ranking list, tier list, excuse me. So then a little bit of a rundown of what we're going to do today. We have a film breakdown of mystery movies, including The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Usual Suspects, and Memories of Murder. And then we're going to do a Keep Five, Cut Five game. And then following that, we are going to do our picks for next week. And that's going to be based off of trilogies. So stay tuned for that. But first, before we do anything, let's do some intros, and then we'll do Jagger's news with Jagger. So let's send it off to let's do Jagger today. Let's do Jagger. What's up,
I
Jagger?
feel like I'm always
That was a
first,
lot of
but
Jaggers.
Yeah, well, I was on the topic of Jagger, so I figured why not.
who doesn't love the topic of Jagger? Um,
Right.
so just played more MLB The Show this week, and we're all just grinding it. So like I have not been watching any movies besides ours or anything really. It's my brother's birthday today, so we went out last night
Ah,
at midnight. It's twenty
Happy birthday,
first.
Jackson.
Jocks.
Yes. Um, I watched the only other things I watched this week were White Lotus, which is just getting more fucked up every episode. Like the level that it is at right now, I don't know how they're gonna finish this out. And then me and Sophia watched more Invincible. We're on like 2 episodes into season 2, and I think it's all I think about now. Like I just play the show and think about Invincible, and that's about it.
What did
So
she What did
that's
she think of the season one finale?
I mean she fell asleep with 30 minutes left
That's fucking crazy.
and then finished it. She likes it, but she didn't love season 2 episode. Like she also doesn't love the whole Angstrom Levy thing already, the
Yeah.
dimension
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, fuck
So
him.
I'm not excited to see how that evolves.
Who were
But
you talking about yesterday when you said Angstrom Levy hit a home run?
Adolis Garcia.
Oh, you always say that.
I just tell you, dude. You guys laughed.
I had no idea. No, I didn't. I didn't laugh. I had no idea who you were talking about.
Look him up. He looks exactly like him.
I was literally scrolling
Angstrom?
MLB home run Twitter to find like who looks like who who on here looks like Angstrom Levy. I couldn't figure it out.
We can kick it off next to Jacob. Jacob, what's up, dude?
What's up, man?
How we
Um,
doing?
Doing pretty good. Kind of same as Jaggers. Watched White Lotus last week. It's crazy. As we record this, it's Sunday, so I'm like super excited for tonight's episode. I like can't stop thinking of it.
Jagger just showed Angstrom Levy's Adolis Garcia lookalike in case anyone was wondering if you're
Oh, I
listening
didn't
on
see.
Spotify.
um, yeah. White Lotus. Really excited. Think about it often as well. What else did I do? I didn't really do much else this week. Played the show. Like you said, just finished Andor this morning. The first season of Andor, so ready for season 2. That was really good. Definitely a change of pace from most of the other Star Wars shows that I've been seeing over the past few years. So definitely enjoyed that. In terms of movies, let me look. I'm sorry, I'm not prepared.
What the hell,
Um,
dude?
No worries.
Scroll through the catalog.
yeah,
The catalog.
watch The Long Goodbye. Oh wow, voice crack. No worries. Watch The Long Goodbye. Solid, like noir film with Elliot Gould. Watched Tokyo Story, which is like my third Yasujiro Ozu film because I watched I watched a floating Story of Floating Weeds and Floating Weeds, which are like one's a silent film, the other one's a remake of that film, and they're both by him. This one was probably my favorite so far. And I watched Inherent Vice, which is another Paul Thomas Anderson film, noir starring Joaquin Phoenix. Had a great cast, like Josh Brolin is in it as well, and really good. I watched like the night before that new trailer dropped for his new movie, so it was like a perfect little segue into some good
Cool.
PTA news. Love that as well. So yeah,
Jordan, what's up, dude?
Hey, man. What's going on?
How are you?
I'm okay. This week, what did I watch? Just the movies, playing the show, playing Valorant, working. That's really it.
No TV for you this week?
White Lotus. What else did I watch? I
We
feel like I
can't
watched
glaze
something
Severance
else.
anymore, unfortunately.
I know. It's really upsetting.
Yeah.
Katie said that this Friday didn't feel like a Friday because there was no Severance on Thursday. It's pretty upsetting.
Yeah, that is sad.
Um, I feel like I watched something. Oh, Katie got the new Hunger Games book, so she's rewatching all the Hunger Games movies, and we watched Mockingjay Part 1, which I haven't seen in years.
I'm a big fan.
Very, very good. Very, very good. Um, Continue watching those probably. Got Part 2, and then The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes we'll have to watch, which I enjoyed when I saw it. So excited to watch that again. But it's really it for me this week. Got back from vacay, trying to get back into work. Me and Christian are gonna hit the gym Monday morning before work to attack the week. We were talking about yesterday. Attack the week. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's up, Christian? How you doing today?
Good today. Pretty good week this week. Yesterday I was at the home run derby at Yankee Stadium, which was awesome with my boy Joey.
Joey.
The Yankees hit 9 home runs. Judge hit three, including a grand slam, and they hit 3 home runs in the first 3 pitches. So it was pretty nuts. That was really fun. This morning I ran 7 miles after taking 2 weeks off for my long runs, and it was a struggle, but we're getting back into that. Other movies that I watched this week, I saw The Winter Soldier, Captain America, obviously. Amazing. Loved it. Definitely holds up. If you go rewatch Marvel movies, definitely check that one out. It's a really great spy action thriller. Really, really enjoyed it. I think other than that, I just watched the 3 movies. Um, Actually, I did watch a little bit of Desperate Housewives with Rachel. Rachel's big on Desperate Housewives, so sometimes I'll tune into those episodes with her. And
I'm usually watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
yeah, she's always bouncing around from those like drama series, and that's what she's on now. So, yeah. Chase, how you doing this week? How was your week?
Well, good, but first off, I don't know how people watch those shows.
Yeah,
It's
it's not for
it
me.
it it really truly boggles my mind. Like Christian can tell you guys, like we grew up with our mom watching New Jersey Housewives like every day. Just insane how someone
It's
can enjoy that.
I will say that it's very, very bad, but if Katie has it on and like I'm kind of just like she's laying on the couch watching it and like I'm talking to her but about to go to my room, I'm like walking around her apartment and like I always get like just like sucked into it and then I like stay there for like 25 minutes and I'm like, all right, I have to leave.
Yeah,
It's definitely
so
not good
so
though.
you like it. So you like
I don't like it, but I get like
So that's
just
a
sucked
Jordan
into the
TV show.
TV.
that's a Jordan TV show.
Definitely not. I wouldn't say that. I would say Below Deck. If anyone watches Below Deck, that
My mom
show is
loves
good.
that.
That
My
is a
mom
good
loves
show.
Below Deck. I was like, Christian, hopefully Rachel makes you watch Love Island because that one actually bangs.
Is Love Island the one with OBJ or his
Yeah.
Brother,
brother?
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
one. Don't worry. I didn't see the whole show, but I saw like the last 3 episodes, and I was just like, this can't be serious. What am I
Christian,
watching here?
Christian, if you have to watch like one of those shows with Rachel, like I would tell her like, oh, let's watch Below Deck because that show's actually
Uh,
good.
all right, I'll recommend it. She'll love that. That I'll
Yeah,
watch something like that with her. So
yeah, that one's not that bad.
yeah.
As for my week, busy work week. This is the end of my week today. Sunday's like the end of my week because I'm going back into work later after this, as you guys know. So I'm not excited about that. But I've got through finishing through Invincible. We already talked about that off camera, so I won't go in depth of that. But definitely lived up to the hype. Really enjoyed it. And I got to 2 out of the 3 movies this week because I've already seen Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. But I will say, as I was making the document this morning, refining it, I was thinking, like, what am I going to talk about today? So I don't know how my discussion is going to go for that. We might just totally skip me and I'll let you guys all hash it out. So that was definitely a mistake on my part because it's not as refreshed in my mind as I thought it was going to be. So maybe as you guys talk about it, some stuff will come back to me. But yes, but nonetheless, a good week. So we can just jump straight into those reviews now. And we're gonna kick it off with Jordan's pick of the
Wait,
girl with
let's
the
News
do
with Jagger.
Ditch
News
in
Oh,
the
with
News
excuse
Jagger.
me.
news.
Excuse me. That's right. Excuse
the
me. News with Jagger.
hell?
Sorry, Jagger. I think I did this last time too. That's so funny.
We got some pretty exciting news, I feel like, this week. First of all, there'll be a new Superman trailer dropping Tuesday, the day it comes out. Day this comes out. The Thomas Anderson movie, what's it called again? One Battle After Another.
Yeah, one
Looks
battle after another.
insane. I don't know what the hell it's about though, after watching that trailer, which I like.
I'm with you.
I have no idea what that movie's about.
Leo screaming "Viva la Revolucion" at the end of that is
Or
hilarious.
like the girl just shooting a rifle with a pregnant belly out. It's like,
Yeah.
what is going on?
There were like plot twists in the trailer. I was like, what is happening right now? So excited for that. Scooby-Doo live action is in schedule for Netflix.
Let's go.
And then I feel like the biggest thing was like the Avengers Doomsday casting thing. Like that's like something like you like remember like whenever it's happening because it was so weird and so like unexpected and so like long. I think I watched probably 3 hours of it while I was studying. Just had it whenever like they would have a casting, I would listen to music, be like, oh, who is it? And show up someone next. And there's definitely a lot of interesting things in it. There's no Spider-Man, there's no Tom Hollands, no Benedict Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange. So I'm interested to see what they do, and they have a lot of the old X-Men. So I'm thinking they start off the movie with Doom killing all of the old X-Men and just like as their final goodbye. And I think that's why Logan isn't in it, isn't Hugh Jackman in there. But another theory I got is, and I've seen this before, it's Doom because Tom Hiddleston's in it. And in the end of Loki season 2, I guess spoilers if you haven't seen it, but it's been out for a while. Loki's like holding together all of time, which is weird to say, like literally by a string.
That
So
show's so good.
it's so good, but it ends with him. So they think that it's going to be the Avengers and Doom racing to Loki to get to like, the end of the time to see who can get to him first and like rewrite reality and all that. So what do you guys think about all this?
That's a cool theory. I don't really know much about it, to be honest, so.
I really just don't care anymore. Like I'll see it and I hope it's good, but like I just over like paying attention to it and stuff. I just like have no interest really.
Aren't they revealing more cast members also
Yeah,
like
so
soon?
there's more to come, but I feel like that was like a main bit. And like I think there's obviously going to be some just random in the movie, like we don't even get it before, like oh, there's Tom Holland, like he wasn't supposed to be in this, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I think they talked about Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man, Tom Holland's movie is supposed to be taking place during Doomsday, and that's why he's not going to be in the movie.
yeah, which is definitely weird. How do you have this Doomsday level threat and you don't have Spider-Man there? But
Yeah, it's like,
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
makes no
I'm
sense.
I'm in the same boat as Jordan. I'm kind of just like over it at this point, but like I'll still probably see it. I hope it'll be good for the sake of all of us and the movies themselves, but I'm kind of just over it at this point.
always
Yeah.
care.
Did you,
I'll always
did
care
you
about him.
guys see another bit of news? Because you mentioned the Superman trailer, Jagger. There's like a rumor going around. I don't know if it's confirmed, but apparently Bradley Cooper is playing Jor-El in it. Did you see that?
In Superman?
In Superman,
I have
yeah.
not seen that.
He's apparently gonna be Jor-El. I haven't seen that. I saw it like
Okay.
all over last night.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like Bradley Coop.
Also, another thing with the Marvel thing is what the fuck are they doing spoiling Thunderbolts with their castings? That's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
So
They leave
annoying.
out, they have every single Thunderbolt in there except for Taskmaster. But
I should
whatever.
have not to shift gears off of Marvel, but was that all the news you had, Jagger? I
Yeah, I'm
have
done,
a little
yeah.
bit of news myself. I don't know if you guys saw the screenshots. I was gonna send it to you, but I didn't want to spoil it in case Jagger brought it up. But I saw Matt Damon on set with I think he was like getting some makeup done. Like Christopher
Yeah.
Nolan was there, and he had a shirt off. He looked absolutely jacked. What did you guys think of that? If you saw the screenshots,
See it.
It looked
Yeah,
pretty
see it.
sick.
Shot.
It did look
Look.
pretty cool.
Yeah. He like had like a six-pack, you said, and he was like had a long beard on the side
Yeah.
of like some rocks, I think I saw, like on a shore, it almost looked like.
yeah.
How could Matt Damon possibly have a six-pack, or is that fake?
This
He's a
guy's
dog, dude.
juicing right here, dude.
Yeah, that did look sick. But that was like an image where I was like, all right, maybe I'm a little more bought into Matt Damon here because he did look good there.
Here we go.
We'll see.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, he looks short though. Does anyone know how tall he is?
He's short. He's
Is
not
he a
that
short
tall, I
guy?
don't think.
I have no idea.
I mean,
I
Tom,
mean,
Watch it be
Tom
like
Cruise is the
6'3".
Tom Cruise is the man. He's like fucking 5'7".
Matt Damon
Yeah, but
is
he's on
5'10".
stilts. He's on stilts in every movie he's in. That's why you never see long shots of Tom Cruise.
You ever
You just
see
see him sprinting.
you ever see the
True.
Family Guy episode where like Stewie becomes friends with Tom Cruise and he's literally like the same height as Stewie? There's like the same size.
Yeah.
He's 5'10", Chase,
Oh, is he? Oh, okay.
so not
I
that short.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, I saw him doing one of his stunts for maybe like it was the latest Mission Impossible movie that's coming out soon, and he was jumping from like building to building and he broke his ankle and he like looked over to the camera guy and was like, I just broke my ankle, but let's go. And like he keeps shooting the film. He's like literally running after breaking his ankle. The
Dude,
guy's
he's a
literally an
psychopath.
animal. He's literally an
psychopath.
animal.
That's the one when he jumps against the building, right?
Yeah, and he like
Yeah.
breaks his ankle and like he just continues the take.
And he like limps off into the sunset. The guy's an absolute madman.
It's awesome.
Does anybody else have any bit of news they want to bring up that they wanted to talk about, or?
That's it for me. I
Good.
just told you guys a couple episodes ago. It's Matt Damon. He's got aura. He's gonna be great.
Well,
Picture proves it.
I'll believe it when I see it. Remains to be seen. So we'll see what happens there.
Actually, a little bit of, I guess, news that we can touch on. A little bit of Snow White just completely flopping at the box office and everything that's going on with
Who
Rachel
could have seen that?
Zegler, however you say her last name, and how she's kind of like making the movie about like her own political agenda and making all these comments and it's kind of crushing their box office. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys have to think about that. I don't know if anybody saw it.
Nah.
I don't
It has
think-
the lowest
Dude.
IMDb rating now, like on the
Yeah.
app. It's like a 1.5
Good
something.
lord.
Insane.
That's
Is it
insane.
is it
I
on
saw
Disney
some
Plus?
clips.
It's in theaters
It's
right
in
now.
theater. It's gonna be on Disney Plus.
I
within,
kind of
like,
want to watch it.
2
I saw some
weeks.
clips. It looked really bad.
Yeah.
I
Gal Gadot.
kind of want to watch it for the 1.5. I mean, that feels like something you have to see. Like if it's the lowest on IMDb.
How could you fuck up Snow White that bad? Like we know the story. Like,
They
what are we
changed
doing?
it.
They
That's why
changed it,
the
that's why
story.
it's
Oh, they
fucked.
just completely changed it.
Yeah.
And they cast
Yeah.
Gal
They changed
Gadot.
that stuff. It's like
Yeah,
not like
she's god
a
awful.
like I saw something where it's like, oh, the guy's a stalker. Like, so we decided not to have like romance in this movie or something like that. Okay.
Yeah,
So
it
you
was
feel that,
like,
don't you?
yeah, I don't know. I liked Rachel too in
Yeah,
the last Hunger Games movie.
Hunger
She was
Games.
good, but
I don't know. A lot of people don't like her, and
Yeah.
this probably solidified that. So
yeah.
Anywho, if that's all the news that we have drawn up, we can jump into Jordan's pick
Let's
of the
go.
girl with the dragon tattoo.
Tattoo. All right, I'll give a little synopsis from Letterbox here. It says disgraced journalist Michael, oh God, Blumfist,
Blumquist.
thank you, investigates the disappearance of a weary patriarch's niece from 40 years ago. He is aided by the Pierce tattooed punk computer hacker named Lisbeth Salander. As they work together in the investigation, Blomqvist and Salander uncover immense corruption beyond anything they ever imagined. That is the synopsis. Yeah, this this was my. I was trying to gather my thoughts. This was my pick. I think I picked it twice. This was my second time trying to get it. We finally got it here. I think everyone else has seen it. I really enjoyed it. As someone who usually like, Jagger hates when I say this, but like knows what's going on or like figures out what's gonna happen. No idea what was going on. No idea what was going on in this movie. He literally couldn't tell you what was gonna happen next, and that's why I really enjoyed it. I liked how it was like two main characters. It was I don't know her actress name. Do you know Schneider? I think she's a
Rooney
Swedish
Mara.
actress.
It's Rooney Mara, John Mara's daughter.
Wait,
No
that's
way.
Rooney Mara?
Mm-hmm.
No
Yeah.
way.
And
Yeah.
she did all those piercings and stuff like for real, like everything, like
Holy shit!
it's
Wow.
all real.
They're all just a family of success, the Maras, aren't they?
They are.
Not John.
They are.
Should we talk about the Giants? You guys want to get into that?
You could
or-
probably
It's
tune
not.
into them. I saw Vegas has their win total at 10.5.
God.
I'm gonna stick John Mara in a room and make him watch this movie until he sells the team.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, she was great. And then Daniel Craig, obviously, just class act. Just incredible in every movie.
Such
Such a class act. Is he not a class act? He's a
Jordan
class
was-
act, dude.
Jordan was on set.
I was. I love Daniel Craig,
He
dude.
goes by
He's
Danny
great.
when Jordan sees him.
I call him Dan, actually.
Dan Gregg.
I do want to hear what you guys have to say about this movie, though, because I know you guys have seen it before. Um, like first thoughts, like very, very good story. So many twists. There's just some scenes in this movie where I texted them. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. Like, there's a scene where, she got raped by this guy, and she's getting back at him and is like putting this like I don't even know if I could say this, but we can always just get rid of it, whatever. Um, like metal fucking dildo up his ass, and my ass was like clenching, dude. It was so bad. I was like, oh my God, I can't watch this. It was fucking brutal. That's like probably the scene that stuck out to me the most because it was just like, oh my God. Um, I was watching with my girlfriend and she goes, turn it off. I go, no. But yeah, what do you guys have to hear about it? Have to say about this movie? Because I know you guys have seen it a couple times now.
I think this movie's pretty great, pretty good. I'll be straight into spoilers. I'd rather start off with what I don't like first, and then we can get into what we do like and stuff. So the relationship with the daughter to me was pointless. It literally she literally told him that, oh, this is from a Bible, and then she was out of the story. And, like, we barely ever saw her again. Um, some corny lines. Whenever she's whenever she's in the police station, she says, the police officer says, "Did you have something to eat? Like, you need to eat?" And she's like, "I have a fast metabolism." And then she's like, "No, you need it to stomach this. Like, what you're about to see." I'm like, okay, whatever. It happens in like most movies. No need for them to be sexually involved for me. I just felt like it kind of takes me out. I don't understand the. It was just kind of like, oh, you're there, like we're just gonna like have sex. I don't understand that part. Um, Going into good, I think the mystery is great, and what Jordan was saying, it's not predictable, and it's not like a cut and dry murder case, murder mystery movie that you're gonna know. Like Jordan said halfway through the movie, like I think that Rooney Mara is like the daughter or whatever.
Which, looking back on
Proves
it, wouldn't make any sense mathematically, but
no,
keep going.
but I think it's just like so unpredictable, and I think they hid the mystery great to me, even though we saw her earlier in the film. I don't think most people are pointing it out, being like, okay, maybe that's her. So I thought that was great. A little bit all bad. I don't understand why they just didn't hire Rooney Mara instead of Daniel Craig. Like, first of all, like
Like to
she's like
solve the
more of a
mystery.
yeah, she's more of a detective than he is. He's a writer, which also is which I think is great. That I feel like there's levels to this story where it's he's doing this for them, but he's doing this for them because he's going to get something out of it in his own journalistic life. So I thought that was great. Acting's great, and Stellan Skarsgård should always be a villain. He's always like menacing and just like such a powerful figure.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's what I got to say.
Yeah. I mean, directly off that, Stellan Skarsgård, I was literally thinking like when he gives this like great monologue towards the end, and I was like, him and Willem Dafoe are the two guys who are like, and like they're never really a lead, but they're always like the best side character ever, like in every movie they're in. They're always just so good. Um, I think well with why didn't they hire her? Well, like the family hired him because they knew he's an investigative journalist and like didn't she was like kept under wraps, right? Like they didn't know about her, the family. So
Yeah,
like they wouldn't have really been able to hire her, I guess, if like her identity was kind of kept under wraps. She like wasn't like she didn't have files anywhere. She was kind of like off the grid. Um I think what else I liked I thought with the mystery I like obviously it's my third time watching it I think obviously knew it was gonna happen but I liked how it unraveled. I think like it still lends itself well to like rewatches because you kind of see like how the story unravels and I think it's really interesting. um I think the mystery with like again spoiler alert with the girl like not being dead, like she's just still alive and she was like already kind of around this whole time. That like I think is really surprising and not obvious, but I think Skarsgård like being like, some kind of bad guy like is pretty obvious. He's like, he's a bigger name actor and it's like obviously that guy with the house out on the hill all alone is like probably the one that's, the
Shooting
most
them the entire
suspicious.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Um But yeah, I thought it was sick. I think I gave it I won't give my rating away yet. Sorry, let me look at my notes. One thing I noticed, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did the score. They were the same as the Challengers score. So if you notice that kind of like hip hoppy type of like beating style, that was really cool. I loved the flashback scene where they show like what happened initially, like when what's her name, Anita, right? Or Harriet? Yeah,
Harriet.
Harriet.
Harriet, okay. When they show like initially when she went missing, I liked that flashback how it kind of had this like glossy, brightish yellow tint to it the whole time, kind of made it feel like surreal and like almost like this mythical legend, which is kind of what it became. Thought that was really interesting. Um, and there was a couple of really like cool moments that I guess they were kind of like happy accidents, you would say. Like there's a moment where Daniel Craig kind of accidentally knocks this like bottle off of the top of his fridge and like turns back and catches it all smooth and then um like he just continues on with his day or whatever. But it was just like really little things. There's a moment where she what's her name? I'm blanking on her name now. Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Um
Lisbeth.
Elizabeth Elizabeth is like riding her motorcycle on a bridge, and at the same time as she comes across the screen, like a train comes out from under the bridge, like through this tunnel. It's like the exact same time. So like I don't know if those were actually planned. I'm assuming the bottle thing wasn't. But just like things that were so cool. Like the train is a cool shot, and the other one was like just like a little casual moment that kind of helped like immerse me in the story more, just made it like his character seem more natural. The one thing that I'll finish with this for now, with the immersion, I think it cuts so fast throughout. Like it's a long movie, so they want to keep the pace going. I get that, but like there are so many cuts and they're so quick that at times it kind of like took me out of the immersion of the story. I wish there would have been more moments where it just kind of like sat in the moment and let you kind of just kind of feel the moments a little bit more. Um, but yeah, definitely not too little nitpicky. You know, like I still gave it a high rating. I really like this movie.
Yeah, so this is my second time watching it. I liked it a lot more on rewatch, particularly because of how complex the character of Lisbeth is. And for me, I really like a movie that is like unique in its own way. Like I haven't seen anything that has something as gruesome and hard to watch, maybe like for a mystery film, such as what Lisbeth goes through, how you know, she's brought up, she has no money, and then she ends up getting brutally raped, and then she uses her hacking skills and her knowledge to kind of turn it on the guy who raped her, and she locks him up and then puts like the tattoo on his chest, like what is it, like you're a rapist pig or whatever it was.
Yeah, like I
Like
am
I'm
a
a
rapist
rapist pig.
pig.
Yeah, like, and I understand those scenes are so hard to watch, but I fucking love them. It's such a weird thing to say, but I think it's so fucking awesome to watch. I thought Daniel Craig was really, really great, and I haven't seen too many films with him, so that was really, really exciting. And yeah, I mean, you guys really touched on all of it. We can have an open dialogue now, but I gave this film a 4.5. Really, really, really good mystery film. Didn't expect any of the twists at the end. And it was good because I haven't seen it in a couple of years, so it was good to kind of refresh my memory with what the twists were because I didn't remember it. And still, I couldn't like predict what was gonna happen. Like it's that good.
Yeah, I have a couple points after hearing you guys talk, as I always do. Um, One thing, Jagger, you say you didn't like the relationship between Lisbeth and Michael. I would say I actually did like that because at first I was like, okay, like why? Like why does this need to be in here? But like they kind of talked about how like she can't function as like a normal human. She doesn't have any like friends or any like human connection. And then, at first like they were just having sex, but then, you could kind of see her like starting to like him and like building that human connection. So I kind of like that. And then obviously the end, she saw her with him with the other girl, um, and you can kind of see her facial expressions and infer, not really infer, but like kind of see what happens after that. Um, Another thing, talking about on the same regard as last week about the code, uh, her code was very accurate, which I enjoyed. Made sense.
Let's go.
Did you
Which
pause it?
What?
Did you pause it and look at it or no?
There was a scene where she was writing a query to like get this information, and it was like kind of like slow panning across, and I kind of just like briefly,
That's
like just
cool.
looked at it, and it like made sense. So I like
It's the
that.
little things in movies like that that make them that much better.
Yeah, like Schnur like always talks about, like the cuts or, like something in the film, but like for me it's like my background like watching that. It's like okay,
Yeah.
like if it doesn't make sense, I'm like, it's stupid.
That's why I don't like Draft Day. I was telling you about
I mean, yeah.
that.
Draft Day is very, very stupid, but it's just like a movie
Don't
that
they
was always
like
on the TV that me and my dad always watched.
don't they like trade something with the first overall pick for like a third or something? I don't know. Something
They
crazy,
trade
right?
They
they
like
trade
trade
like
up and then trade back
yeah.
and then
They trade
like
like three first rounders for the number one pick, and then they like trade the number one pick for like three first round, or I don't even know what they do. They trade like three second rounders for like the fifth pick or something like that. Like it's
yeah,
it's like ridiculous.
it's so good.
Um, Schnur, you brought it up, but the score I thought was so amazing for this movie. It just like made so much sense, like setting up the world and what was going on. I don't know if you guys also enjoyed the score, but it's kind
Yeah.
of not something you would expect in like a mystery thriller, and I thought it really fit well into the film.
Yeah. What is it? I also wanted to touch on the you talked about the rape scene a little bit. And I think it's interesting because I was like kind of thinking about it and got some more insight and confirmation through like a quick Google search. But the dragon tattoo itself, I'm like, what is the symbolism of that? And I think just the tattoos in general and the piercings are kind of like representing her like expressing herself, but like her control over her body. Like I can do it. Like this is like I'm myself. I can do whatever I want to myself, to my body. Like I'm my own person. I think that's also why that like rape scene hits so hard, is because like in that moment she's out of control. Like someone else is abusing her body when it's like this is me, and like it's a very important part of her character. I think that she at least is sure of herself because she grew up, she tried to murder her dad. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
She had like a really tough life growing up, doesn't really know a lot of people, but she's always like sure of herself. And I think also that also lends itself well to the relationship with her and Mikhail, and that's why I think that is also great. I agree with you, Jordan, of how she like feels that human connection, and she is willing to like feel open and give herself to someone, and then that person like that she finally opens up to doesn't give it back, and that's why that ending is so heartbreaking. So I love that arc for her. I think, um, actually, I'll let you guys go because I have something else. But if you guys have any responses to that, no, all
I
right.
I
I agree with you.
I agree with her connection with Mikhail. I don't know from like maybe Mikhail's side of it why he would, have sex with Elizabeth, but from her point of view, like I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess
Um,
I like the development of it, I guess, but the way it started for me,
mm,
I guess,
I agree.
started off on the wrong foot because it's like he just got shot. She stitched him up, and she's like, "All right, take your clothes off and fuck me."
Yeah, and he was like, no, like
He's
I don't
like,
think
"I'm
it's a good
okay."
idea. And then he was just like, okay, like two
I'm
seconds
okay.
later.
Is
Yeah, it's a
is
little
she
interesting.
is she a big time actress at all? Like is she in anything else? Because
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
film this type of uncomfortable like role is super impressive.
She's in another one with Channing Tatum where she like kills him. Like she is like a very out there role. Like there's like lesbian scenes in it, like other things. Like it's like this like she puts herself out there for sure,
Yeah.
and I respect her. And she's a great. I think she's a great actress.
Yeah, I mean you have to respect the Mara family. They just really do it well.
Hmm.
horrible. Um, the last thing I was gonna say before, kind of with that relationship with them, the ending I think maybe drags on like a little bit too long. It's like you have like the mystery element of it, like that's a central mystery, and then that wraps up with a cool little twist that like, yeah, like Martin was a murderer, but he didn't murder Harriet, and it's like, all right, there's like your mystery is over, and then there's that whole like added thing at the end, or not added, but it's that whole thing at the end. Um, with like exposing that guy that sued Mikhail. And I was like, it's like, oh, we're just having like another little like fun 15-minute mystery after the others. Like maybe could have done without that. I get it trying to like wrap up his story as well. And also I guess like it showed Elizabeth's like commitment to him because she went literally across the world like trying to help this guy. But
Yeah, I think I disagree actually because I think The main part of why Mikhail took over this investigative role was to get his get back on this guy, and it turns out they didn't really have any like concrete information after the guy who hired him got sick. So I think that part of Lisbeth going back and basically like fucking this other guy to help out Mikhail in a way kind of goes to show how her feelings for Mikhail like what they formed into, and also she used again her hacking abilities to also benefit herself to make all of this money back, which I thought was really cool. Which kind of makes her like financially free, and throughout the film, you see she's struggling with money too. So I feel like it's also a full circle moment for her.
Yeah, that's a good point. Um, yeah, I feel like I sound like too negative on it. I did really love this movie. Yeah, it's great. I love like the I mentioned the yellowish in that like flashback before, but David Fincher always has like all kinds of yellow throughout his movie, and this movie was like very much yellow in the same way. And I remember like how good of a filmmaker he is because I really haven't seen like I watched Seven. We saw Seven in IMAX in January, and I liked it, but I liked it less than I originally did. But I think Dragon Tattoo is like maybe right below Social Network for me in his filmography now. Um, so yeah, it reminded me that he like of how good a filmmaker he really is.
I mean, Fincher's. Does he miss? I'm looking at
I
all the
didn't like The
movies he
Killer.
makes. Well, The Killer was
It's
bad.
all
I'll
right.
say that.
I don't really like The Killer.
Different style of movie. It was just kind of pointless. But I mean, Fight Club, Gone Girl, Seven, Social Network, Zodiac, which I didn't love, but it was still like a good movie. Benjamin Button, Girl with Dragon Tattoo, and then a couple I haven't seen. But Alien 3, Jagger. He also.
Sucks.
It's not good.
Terrible. He didn't want to be
Okay.
there.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was
And
like
he also
Studio
probably has
Independence.
the best Love, Death, and Robots episode in the
Which
entire
one?
series. So
True.
the
He
Which
does
one?
he does
the C one.
the
The
crab.
one- Yeah, the one at C.
Oh, that's not the best, but it's close.
Oh, easily. That's the best one.
It's
What do you think
close.
is the best?
The blue one, the blue tile one, I think is
The blue one.
phenomenal. Um, like I don't want to spoil in case you guys ever watch it, but
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember that one, so
do
maybe
you
I'll have
know
to
what
check
I'm
it
talking
out.
about?
I'm not sure.
Trying to
Do
think.
do we want to give ratings? Wrap
Let's
this
do it.
one up.
Wait, 1 second. I just want to say I think we should touch on the absolute banger of the opening scene. We've been shitting on like how they're like so pointless sometimes and terrible, but like I forgot what song was over it, but it was like a hard rock song over it, slowed down. And anytime they do that like black liquid stuff like that, I think it's so awesome.
It was sick. I loved it. It
Oh yeah.
reminded me of again American Horror Story. I feel like I've brought that up before, but this kind of reminded me of that.
I
I
skipped
was
it,
just I
obviously.
say it
You
reminded
should
me of
not
like
have skipped that one. I know you
I
skip most, you
saw it.
should
I mean,
not have skipped it.
I don't really care for that.
I was just gonna say it reminded me of kind of like a Bond opening, but like more like dark and gritty. And I was watching it last night, and I thought like, oh my God, like Jordan's gonna love this movie. And I was like, wait, you already watched it, and he did like it. But it was like, I was
Which
like,
one?
you like, if you didn't skip that, you would have loved it. What'd you say, Chase?
Which one did you skip, Jordan?
Like just the beginning, I'm saying.
Oh, you skipped the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like the
okay.
I mean,
opening
I started
credits.
watching it a little bit. Like I don't just like skip it automatically. I see if it's gonna be like long or not.
Yeah,
And then it was kind of long, and I was like,
that's
yeah, it's
funny.
fine. The Bond
That's
ones I don't skip though, obviously.
Zima
You guys want
Blue,
to?
by the way, is what it's called. The Black Love,
what
Death,
is
and
it?
Robots. It was gonna annoy me. Zima Blue. It's the last
Zima
episode of
Blue.
season one. It's 10 minutes. Give it a watch.
That's a watch tonight.
You guys want to give our ratings?
Yep, I gave it a 4, but probably more like a 4.25 for me.
I gave it a 4.5. I was like kind of between 4.5. Feel like similarly about it as I did about Blade Runner 2049, but settled on 4.5.
4.5 for me.
I gave it a 4. Unlike Schnur, I think I liked it less this time than the first time. So
When I initially watched it, I remembered it being really good. I'm kind of disappointed that I've forgotten as much as I did. I definitely shouldn't have skipped this movie. That's kind of on me, but now I know and it makes me want to go back and watch it. So,
No worries.
um, we can move into the shift gears into The Usual Suspects, which was my pick. It had been on my watch list forever, and I know that people always talking about the twist in this movie. And it's up there with one of the best twists people always say in these types of movies. So, um, Bit of a synopsis: held in an LA interrogation room, verbal Kint attempts Kint, yes, Jesus, excuse me. Verbal Kint attempts to convince the feds that a mythic crime lord, Kaiser Soze, not only exists but was also responsible for drawing him and his four partners into a multi-million-dollar heist that ended with an explosion in San Pedro Harbor, leaving few survivors. Verbal lures his interrogators with an incredible story of the crime lord's almost supernatural prowess. Um, yeah, this movie, me and Christian watched this, I think the day after we recorded our last episode. And it was funny watching it like for myself and also like looking over at Christian to my left, like watching how he was reacting to the movie because he's seen it before. And for those of you that have seen it, I apologize. I can totally see why this movie has no rewatchability um, on like a second or third run, whatever it might be. Simply because if you know the twist, I feel like that kind of just ruins the whole. Not, I don't want to say ruins it, but because it is a good movie, but it just kind of takes a lot out of it. So without
Excuse me.
getting, I guess I can't really say this yet because of spoilers,
Yes.
so I'll save it. But um, this movie, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I definitely was on to some of the points that we're gonna go into when we get into spoiler reviews. So I'll let you guys jump in and chime in, and then I'll give my thoughts at the end.
Yeah, like you said, like doesn't, if you already know the twist, it doesn't hit as hard. I already did. Hadn't seen it in years, so like definitely forgot a lot of the build up. And it's good. Like it's a very good movie, I think. Great twist. Kevin Spacey's awesome in it. Um, yeah, I mean, honestly, not like a ton to say. There's like, if you want to talk, some cool shots. Like there's like an elevator one where the elevator's going down. It's like a POV of the elevator going down, and then that's when like what's his name, Kobayashi goes in and like Stephen Baldwin's character is up above and like kills the two guys next to him. There's like a blood splatter on the back. That was
Yeah,
a
that
cool
was cool.
moment. Um, yeah, I liked, obviously the way that this mystery unfolds as well, kind of like I said with Dragon Tattoo. I think it's super good. Like, again, like it doesn't hit as hard, but there's like a moment where Chaz Palminteri kind of flips his drink up right in front of Kevin Spacey. Kind of can, if you already know the twist, you kind of like see him almost like you can notice like that's when he clocks that, and uses that name. I think that using the stuff in the room is pretty unique as well. Um, I'm curious how you guys felt because I think it's like somewhat obvious. Like I know I already knew the twist, but like I feel like it's like obviously the one guy that survived is Kaiser Soze, you know? I don't know, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'll give my thoughts and I'll touch on that. Chase knew the twist the entire time.
Can I
Oh,
can I tell why? Can I tell why though?
yeah.
So, again, I said I was going to touch on this when it was my turn to go at the end, but um, Kevin Spacey, I feel like in a lot of these types of movies that I've seen him in, and you guys can definitely attest to this. Like, he always plays a similar type role. He always ends up being the bad guy at the end. So I was like, all right, like Kevin Spacey, like already have my eyes on him. Um, and again, like you said, Schnur, like this guy's the only survivor. Like that's a little funky. And then there was the scene towards the end where he was like crying over something. I can't remember off the top of my head what specifically it was, but he was like very poorly crying. Like it looked like bad acting to me, but I figured that was probably intentional that I was supposed to look really bad because he was the bad guy. Um so yeah, I was definitely onto it pretty early and I looked over at Christian and I was like, all right, like this is about as obvious as it gets. But then um once you saw him at the end on like the docks when as everyone's being killed on the boat, I was like, wait a second. So definitely the twist on top of the twist was good, but I knew the first twist pretty
Yeah.
easily, and I'm sure you guys are all gonna. I'm sure Jordan knew it too because he always
I
knows
actually
everything.
didn't. I
Oh,
was telling
okay.
Schnur that I didn't.
Um,
But yeah, go ahead, Christian.
yeah, it's funny you said it was the twist on top of the twist, but I think if you're saying that, there's a twist on top of the twist on top of the twist. Because I think the one that literally nobody could ever predict is the entire time he's in the room just building a story based on like the pictures and the writing on like the mug and everything else that he's like seeing in the room. And I think that's like one of the coolest endings in a movie. But kind of similar to what you guys are saying, I think the build up to it on rewatch is actually pretty mediocre. It's like fine. You said his name is Stephen Baldwin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chase is probably gonna talk about this too, but I thought he's just like not very good, and he's just kind of annoying. Um, yeah, I don't really know what else we could really talk with this one, but the twist is really, really great, and it still does hit. And Chase knew, like, obviously that Kevin Spacey like might have been Soze, but me like watching his reaction to the other twist of him like building the story based on the words in the room was really cool to see because I don't think anybody could ever predict that. That's impossible. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah, I used to absolutely love this movie, and I don't really as much anymore. Um, First of all, shout out Will Altigan. It's his second favorite ever, and he's a
Wow.
veteran listener to the
Yo,
podcast. So I
Friend of the pod.
appreciate that.
He was texting me the other day about about the
He got, dude, he put me and Jordan in a group chat at 4 a.m. and was spamming, like, how is Revenge of the Sith not at the top? Like,
Yeah,
it
dude.
was so
He
fun to
was
wake up to.
he was like hammered at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and he just
It
I think he was with
was with
Burke,
Burke.
and Burke is like asleep, and he's just like blasting Revenge of the Sith in his living room, just drinking still.
he
I'm
might
like,
be
dude, go to bed.
he might be the nicest kid on the planet, by the way.
Oh, God. He's
Yeah, he's great.
hilarious.
He
So
loves the pod.
Good
I
guy.
just wanted to show him some appreciation.
Should.
shout out Will.
But so this is my third run around with this. First time, great. I was like, oh my God, that's almost a perfect movie. Second time didn't hit as hard, but still watching and piecing together like, oh, he just said that randomly. He's just picking something off the wall right there. I love that. Third time, it's like, all right, just keep going. Like it just feels like a long hour 45 movie for me. Um, but I do love like anytime that verbal is on the screen, it's just his face and he knows that no one else can see him. Like he like lets out like a little smile or something like that. Like the detective is like talking shit. He's like, I'm smarter than you. All this like in the background, you could just see him smiling because like you're not smarter than fucking Kaiser Sose. Um,
It's a sick name,
so
by the way.
yeah, Kaiser Sose is awesome. But Chase, you said with the crying, like him crying in the ends, you didn't like that. I love that. I don't know if it's bad or whatever, but I love the fake out of the cop being like it's Keaton. Keaton's Kaiser Sose, and they're trying to flip you around, and then literally 10 minutes later, you're like, holy shit, Kaiser Sose was right in front of me. With whenever the drawing gets printed across and they're like writing it, I'm like, and then he pulls up and it's Spacey, and at the same time he adjusts his foot to walk straight.
Yeah.
Awesome. You see Kobayashi in the
In the
seat in
car.
the driver's
Yeah.
seat. Yeah, that rips. Um, the last thing is I love. Do you guys think that the Sose story is real? Where it's he walked into these people like trying to take over, and he's like, I can't look at my family again after this, so I'm gonna kill them anyway. I'm gonna
No.
kill them. I'm gonna kill you.
No, I
Go do
don't
all
think so.
this.
I don't think it's real, but I think you could maybe argue that this is like a myth in I don't know, like another like in the underground world, and he's just kind of taking on that persona, like just making it for
Mm.
himself.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
also said like about him being like Turkish and stuff. I'm like, he's not Turkish, but
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and that kind of also like kind of what I said with Dragon Tattoo when they have that kind of flashback sequence and it's like glossy. Like when you see that flashback sequence of Kaiser Soze when he has like the long hair and he shoots his family, it's like slow-mo, like very like bright yellow, like kind of like a surreal type feeling. And I think that also like adds to that thought of it like being a myth. Like it's he's just a legend, it's not necessarily grounded in reality. Like maybe some pieces are true, but it's definitely like exaggerated for the story.
Yeah, I don't think it's real, but I would like to think that it's real and that Kaiser Sose did that.
Yeah, fair. I
Chase, Jordan's up.
yeah, I think or
Okay.
Chase might be up.
No, you're
No,
up, Jordan.
I'm
Go
up.
ahead.
my
Okay.
bad, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I like this movie a lot. I'm kind of opposite of Jagger, and it might just be because this is the first time I've seen it. But I thought the movie went very quick, like hour 45, hour 50, like really easy watch, like fast movie. I like when, and Katie hates it because she never understands what's going on, but I love when it's like non-linear, like they're kind of like, jumping back and forth, like he's talking in the investigation room and then like it flashes back to like what's happening and it's all unraveling. I love when movies do that. Um, so I like that part. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, we touched on it before, but I didn't see the twist coming. Um, and I was talking to Schnur earlier in the week after I watched it, like the Spokane, Illinois, like barbershop quartet, like Kobayashi on the mug, like that. I mean, that was so cool. That part was sick. Um, and another thing on Spacey, I was telling Schnur I love Spacey. You know, he's a scumbag in real life, but whatever. As an actor, as an actor, he's great. And I feel like I was kind of expecting him to play the same character that he always plays. And then he like wasn't really playing it, but he kind of was at the same time. So I feel like it was kind of different because, you know, you watch what he's saying and like how he's acting, and like I didn't think this guy was, you know, stupid, but they kept just saying like, "Oh, you're an idiot," like, you know, you got taken advantage of because you're dumb. It's like like while I was watching the movie, I was like, it doesn't seem that like dumb to me. Like he's disabled, but I don't think he's dumb. Um, and then like that twist at the end, I kind of liked it because he kind of turned into his, you know, classic spacey villain character where he's smarter than everyone. So I really like that with how they kind of did it in a different way.
Yeah, I was wondering the whole time how Kevin Spacey was doing that walk with his foot. I can't imagine that was comfortable during filming. I was thinking like think about like walking with your ankle on its side like that. It's probably so uncomfortable to
Like
do for
dragging,
yeah.
yeah,
Especially like there was a scene where he's like walking down steps and he's literally like dragging his leg on the step and I was like it's amazing this guy didn't like fall and roll his ankle.
yeah.
Um but
I
that
You go. Sorry.
yeah, that I really liked. There wasn't anything that I really loved about this movie. I there was a lot that I really liked, but nothing that I loved except for one thing. I really loved Chaz Palminteri in this movie. I thought he was awesome. Um, my eyes every time he was on screen, like I was totally captivated. I thought he was so good in this role. And I haven't seen him in a lot of things. I've seen A Bronx Tale when I was a lot younger. I haven't seen it in a while, but I know that's one of his more prominent roles. But it makes me want to watch more of his movies because of how good he was in this. Did you guys feel anything towards his performance, or was it, just another regular? Because I feel like when you're a cop in a movie, I feel like you can just fall into the trap of, being either, you're either the good cop or you're the bad cop, and he was obviously the bad cop in this, like the more aggressive cop. And I feel like you can fall into the trap of being, let's just such like a stereotypical, like, oh, like I'm stronger than you, I'm smarter than you, blah blah blah. And he did say like I am smarter than you, but I felt like something about just his overall performance was so good. Did you guys feel that way at all?
I just kept thinking of Mob of the Dead.
Yeah, I have to see. He was really good in this, but I have to see Bronx Tale. It's like for years, it's another like big one that I haven't seen, and I know that's like kind of probably what his most popular role, that or this.
I feel like it's
Um,
never on anything.
yeah, it never is. Yeah, that's the one I have to see. Yeah, so I think this is like the only movie I've seen him in actually. Yeah, I mean, he's great. He's a legend for a reason.
Yeah.
So
I've actually seen him in Little Man. Christian, you remember his cameo in Little Man?
Yeah, he's the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And
Little
he's
Man
walking
is
around with the big
yeah,
foam
Little Man is
hand.
fucking great, by the way, if you haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
I've not seen it. I
Um,
I'm
yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
Sorry. You're good.
I was gonna say I just realized or I just found out that this movie was written by Christopher McQuarrie, who directs like all the Mission Impossibles like now, like the later
I
era
didn't
of
know
Mission
that.
Impossibles.
That's
So
cool.
that's cool. And yeah, this cast is great. Like outside just Chaz Palminteri, like Giancarlo Esposito's in it too. Like he just popped up.
Yeah.
Completely forgot that he was in it. And there's a couple other like recognizable
We should talk
names
about
here.
Benicio del Toro.
Benicio del Toro, yeah. I don't know
The
if
lineup scene is like so iconic, and his line in that is like, and like how it's all like some of the stuff is like the slapping is like improvised and stuff. Great.
that was what
When
I was just gonna bring
he's
up
like, "Give me the
too.
keys, you cocksucker!" What the fuck? I love that.
Yeah, seems awesome.
I also really liked let's see, what's the actor's name? Kevin Pollak or Polak, the guy who played Hockney. He was in the beginning when he was like the mechanic, and he kind of reminded me of Jordan a little bit, and I think that's maybe
Great.
why he just he felt like a familiar character. Like he felt like a Long Island, like New York, born and raised type role. And I think that's why I liked him so much because he just felt familiar. But there is a lot that I really liked. Again, not a lot that I loved, but I did love Chaz Palminteri.
Who was it? Kevin Pollak? This guy?
Yeah, we could say.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't see, but
Can't
he
Is
was
that
wearing a
Gene
hat. He was
Hackman?
wearing a hat the whole movie.
No, it's not Gene Hackman.
That's what it looks
He's the one
like.
that got shot at like the truck at the end,
Oh,
which also was cool by the way when the light like shines on him as he turns around and like sees Kaiser Soze. I thought
Yeah.
that was a cool touch.
Do you guys want to jump into ratings, or you have anything else you want to?
I had something else I wanted to say.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going. I'm thinking.
Think.
Fuck.
Anybody else want to jump in while Jagger thinks?
it's good to know that this guy reminds me of you.
Bro, you're wearing the same hat right now.
That's actually funny.
Oh, I was
uh,
thinking
there you go.
the guy who like sets him up with the drug deal, but it's not like they don't know it's drugs. He looks exactly like Robert Duvall.
Yes, yes, he
Dude, he
does.
looks exactly like
Yes.
him.
Duval.
I was thinking that. I was thinking that. That's so funny.
Because of the legend.
That wasn't a break or break for the segment, so I just wanted to toss that out there.
Anybody else?
That's
No.
it for me.
All right, cool. Let's
It's
do
solid.
ratings. I gave this one a 4.
I
4?
also
Yeah.
gave it a 4.
I'm also for.
I feel like I'm doing it a disservice. I feel like it should be a 4 just because of like I used to love it, but I have it a 3.5 now, which sucks.
I have it at 4.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why the rewatchability isn't there. I feel like outside of the like we already talked about it, but outside of all that, there's not much else to really enjoy on a second watch. I would think I'd have to watch it a second time, but we could shift gears to the final movie, and I saved this one for last because I figured this would have been our best discussion here. Because I mean, I saw Jordan's gave it a 4.5, and all of us I think gave it a 5. Jagger, I don't know if you wrote.
I gave it like a
I just
3.5.
I'm spoiling
just-
our ratings. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm totally spoiling our ratings.
Spoiling
I
But
just rated it before
Oh.
when we were on.
well, don't say it then. We can wait. I apologize for spoiling your rating, Jordan. But this movie was absolutely
worries.
phenomenal. This was Christian's pick. Christian, take it away.
Memories of Murder. Bong Joon-ho. Maybe the best director of all time. Yeah, so let me give you the little plot. So this takes place there in the 1980s in South Korea, and it follows two detectives trying to solve the nation's first series of rape and murder cases. And throughout the film, they struggle to come up with evidence, and they're kind of so they have two completely different styles of going about how to solve the case, and you're seeing they're completely struggling the entire time, and they're just kind of trying to make up things to kind of make it make sense and make it fit. And um, yeah, I'm not going to get too much into the spoilers, into the plot. We'll let you guys do that. But before we do that, I just want to say that I think this actually might be the best movie of the 21st century. I think it's so fucking good. Right now, I have it as my fourth favorite movie of all time. And I have Return of the King slightly ahead of it. I know that's also the 21st century, and I'm kind of like battling between the two right now. But I just fucking love this movie, and I can't wait to hear you guys' thoughts on it.
For sure, dude. For sure, for sure. Um, Aaron Judge homers the left field, by the way. Yeah,
Solo shot or two run?
what?
Solo shot or two run?
2 run, up
Go.
The
2-1.
best ever.
Yeah, so I watched half this movie last night. Was absolutely exhausted, and I was falling asleep, and I wanted to make sure like I really paid attention. So I finished it this morning, and very good movie. And again, me and Shane were talking about it, how this podcast has single-handedly like allowed me or gave me the opportunity to watch foreign language films, and this is my third one, and I think all of them are above, like either at 4.5 or above, I think. So pretty excited that I finally have grown up and decided to watch Korean and Spanish movies or whatever language it should be, because they are very good and the storytelling is incredible. I had no idea what to expect going into this movie, no idea what it's about. And I feel like it's kind of like a cultural thing where I kind of didn't realize that like the first inspector detective. Like at first, I thought he was like the good guy, and he was the good guy, but at first, he was kind of trying to plant it on this kid with disabilities, or like trying to create his own evidence just to get the case solved. And then I kind of realized that, but it took a little bit, which I don't know if I like or don't like. I think I do like it because it kind of keeps me in the movie, like trying to figure out what's going on for the first like 30 minutes, I'd say. Um, a couple things I have to say. So Mickey 17 was my first Bong movie, and I do like how, he has this like serious, rape, murder, mystery movie, but there are like funny parts in it. Like his sidekick is just always
Yeah,
just drop kicking everyone. Like he's
that's
just throwing like drop
fucking
kicks
awesome.
everywhere, which is pretty funny. Um, I will say that the food in the movie was something I picked up on. They're always eating noodles, and they look
Hmm.
so good. Like
Yeah.
I was so hungry watching this last night. They were just devouring noodles. Um, that's just like a little side thing I picked up on. Um, but yeah, I mean, the last 30 minutes of this movie were just incredible. They were just so good. And do I really know kind of like how it ended, or like what we can infer from the ending? Not really. So I'm pretty excited to listen to what you guys have to say about it. Um, but yeah, it was very solid, very good movie.
This
Good deep
movie
breath.
blew me away.
Let's go.
This movie blew me away. And I was speaking with Jacob a couple weeks ago about 5-star movies. And you guys know I say it all the time. I'm so strict with my 5 stars. This was 100% a 5 star. Um, Unbelievable. I was blown away. And this movie was so gritty and grimy, and it gives you that feeling of like being in the woods and like feeling like just like disgusting. Like I felt disgusting watching this movie. Like it was raining, everything around, the setting was so like soaked and like soggy. And I know Jacob, in your letterbox review, you touched on the colors, and the colors give you that sense of feeling in this movie, and it was so well done. I felt disgusting watching this movie, and it felt so dark. Um, and the score, like the first thing I noticed about this movie was when it opened up and it's showing the field, and the opening song was so like it made you feel something. And I was watching and I was like, wow, like we're in for an all-time classic here, because obviously I know the narrative around the movie about how good it is. um Boy, I did not know it was going to be this good. And just some of the shots in this movie, like, to name a few, um the scare, I don't know what you would call that, the scarecrow, like in the field of,
Like the Memorial Cross.
Yeah.
thank you, the
Okay.
I know what you're
memorial
talking about.
cross. Just an absolutely gorgeous shot. There's
Maybe my
so,
favorite shot, by the way, in like all of film.
yeah, the tunnel, like the tunnel at the end, when you just see the silhouettes of the three characters, it was just incredible. And then obviously, I talked to you guys about it briefly in the group chat, but one of my favorite endings I've ever seen from a movie. I mean, that final shot was so chilling. Like I had chills all over my body. I had goosebumps on top of my goosebumps. And when I looked I didn't know this movie was based on a true story. And when I looked into it, after I finished the film, I read that Bong Joon Ho was the goal was to make it. Excuse me, I'm just trying to collect my thoughts because it's hard for me to gather my thoughts because it was so good. Bong Joon Ho wanted to make the killer that who's out there. The killer hasn't been found. I don't know if he's been found yet, but the killer at the time hadn't been found. He wanted the killer to be in the theater looking at the detective as if the detective was looking back at him, and that's why he looked
Fucking
into the
awesome.
camera.
So sick.
So unbelievable. And watching it back, it hits and it hits and it hits. I've watched it like 10 times, the ending, since I finished the movie. It's so good. Um, there's so much to say about this movie. I don't want to take everything away. I'm sorry. I probably took a lot away, but I'll let the next guy go.
Yeah.
But
Let,
yeah,
let me just let me just interject really quick. You said it's based on a true story. It's like it's loosely based on a true story. It's based on true events. So there was a serial killer in South Korea that was committing these murders, but everything that you see with like the detectives and the way that like first they take in the autistic kid, like that doesn't happen. That's made up. So they like dramatize it a little bit. So yeah, I just want to clarify that. Oh, and they did find the killer, by the way. Um,
Okay.
Years and years later. And it's funny because a part of this movie is they talk about how they're doing like the semen testing and they're sending it to America to see if they can, match the DNA. And they ended up, I don't know if it was like semen, but they ended up finding him through like matching DNA, like years later with more technology.
Mm.
So
Wow.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah. Um, this shit does rip. And I want to give it like I'm spoiling my rating now already. I have it at 4.5. I want to give it a 5 so bad. Like I'm right there, but I don't have that same feeling that you and Christian have and Schnur have yet. And maybe it'll come on another watch, but not right now. Stylistically, this movie is fucking gorgeous. The score, the cinematography, going back to Schnur's review, the green, the yellow, the colors are absolutely beautiful. You feel tenseness throughout this movie and just like scared. Like whenever they're trying to set up the killer to like go get the woman, like, even though like they're all watching, is like so scary. And then later, whenever the two women are walking opposite ways and the killer's like choosing like which one to pick, you're like, oh god, like choose neither. Like don't do this. Don't do
Yeah.
this. But I think that's amazing. The brains and the bronze detective at the start of the movie I think is so cool, and how they slowly like go to the opposite sides, and we see in the end of the movie Park, the detective Park, went full brains and like is going, knocked over my
Good
mic,
catch.
sorry, and is like on the opposite side, and now he's like he dropped out of detective work just like his wife wanted him to. um so I love that, and like it really comes to a climax whenever they take him out to the train tracks right in front of the tunnel, and he wants him to be they both want him to be the
Excuse me.
killer so badly, so badly. Like he literally fires off a shot in the distance that's like held up by Park. I think that the climax is maybe one of the best climaxes in any movie, and the fact that I'm saying that and I don't have it at a 5 star is kind of disappointing. The thing that pulls it back from me, as I think it happens in a lot of Japanese films for me,
It's
Korean
Korean.
films, sorry, um, is that I think some of the acting is just so corny sometimes, and some of the stuff is just so corny and cheesy to me. Like I love the drop kicks in this movie. The drop kicks are
It's
awesome.
so funny.
That it is. It's. I just don't feel like it fits the tone that I think it should have. Bong's more of a genius than I am, so he could have it like he does that way. But I don't know. I love how also I feel so bad for the kid, for the burnt face kid, the
Yeah.
autistic kid, so bad from the entire movie. Whenever they go to bring him to be like, oh, like he's gonna reenact the killings, and like the tenseness that you feel there and the slow-mo shot of them all falling and running away is awesome. And I'm so glad that that detective got what he deserved. He was kicking people the whole movie. He was kicking people the whole movie, and then he
Whole
got his leg
movie.
amputated. Just makes sense. So that's what I
Just
got.
throwing drop kicks left and right.
Yeah, this movie is ridiculous. You mentioned the colors. Uh, so talk about my review. I won't spend too much time on it, but did see that Bong Joon-ho said something about, because in literally every shot of this movie, I noticed the green throughout. Like even at the end, he's like got some kind of green product in the truck, like in that final scene. Um, but there's green, blue, and red in literally every single scene. Sometimes it's multiple, but it's at least one in every scene in the movie. But like you don't really notice it. Like we talked about, I mentioned the green, but there's blue and red too, like all throughout. And it's kind of sick. Like he described it as like, it's in plain sight. Like the viewer is appreciating it, but they don't know they're appreciating it. It's just like, but it's helping the shot look good. And it's like that's just so interesting to me. Such a nice tidbit. Um, the oneer where I think it's the second like crime scene, and it's literally just following him on that one shot the whole time. And she's like, is it Park? Is that the main one? Is that his name?
Yeah, Park.
Because
Um,
of the bronze.
yeah. Okay, yeah. He's like racing around this crime scene, trying to like get everything in order, find out what's going on, the footprint in there, like, and that's just an unbelievable moment. I talked to Christian about it last night, like just such a sick one shot. Um, and then the scene, the scene where the girl is walking, like she's walking alone, and she kind of notices, or she knows that like someone is there watching her, and she like clocks the factory and is like, all right, I'm just gonna book it. And like that whole scene went, and then he captures her. fucking terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
Like
That was
you
scary.
see him kind of lurking in the background, like his head peeps out of the
Like a fucking animal,
tall
bro.
Like in the
grass.
back, yeah.
Yeah, like he's literally like hunting his prey. With his head peeking out of the thing, like I said, like then there's like a jump scare, he jumps out of the grass. Horrifying scene. That's like the first moment. I remember like the first time I watched it too, it was the same kind of thing where it's like that's when I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy. Um, and then what else was I oh, and then the scene I also wanted to talk about, I loved was the when the guy was like masturbating on the girl's underwear, and at first like Park and his partner go and they're investigating it and like and then they hear noise, they hide, and then the other guy comes in,
That scene was
and he's
great.
investigating it
Fucking
and smoking, and then
awesome.
he's hiding. He doesn't know that they're there, but they're watching him, and then like they're both watching this one guy together, and they don't know that, or like the other guy doesn't know that the two of them are there. It's like I just love that dynamic and that whole scene, like the shot, you could see all of them like aligned. Um, yeah, just an awesome scene, and this, yeah, I mean, it's like a perfect thrill to me. You guys talk about the final shot, like he like stares right in my eyes, and I literally got, like you said, Chase, just like chills up and down my body. It's like every time, it's just, yeah,
So good.
it's
Also,
one of the best final shots ever. It
I
really is.
yeah. I
Snarl,
mean, I
that's
have goosebumps thinking about it right now. I feel him staring through my soul. Like the thing that I love about it too is in the end when he's like, "Oh, what did the killer look like?" and she was like, "I don't know. Like he was ordinary." Like it just goes to show like the killer could be literally anyone. Like
Yep.
the killer could be Jordan. Like
why is it
it's
always
so
me?
because you're the punching bag.
That's
Gotta be.
fair.
To kind of really quick to piggyback on that, because I mean, we could talk about the final scene now. Jordan, did you say your thoughts yet? Should be going to you.
No, I said my thoughts. I just wanted to say on that scene where that Schnur was talking about when they started running after him. I just started laughing out loud because they were running
Yeah.
so fast.
Dude, they were running like 50
They
miles
were
an hour, like
sprinting.
Remember when they
And
leapt over the fence
yeah.
Yeah,
at the same
And
time all in sync?
the
yeah, that was
background
sick.
sound was so intense too. It was so fucking awesome. But going back to the final scene too, with how she says that he was just an ordinary guy, just goes to show that they literally have nothing on this killer. Like they have no evidence, they have no idea who this guy is, and that to me is just like it's terrifying. It's so scary. I don't know. I love it.
Do we want
Yeah,
to talk about, or you want to go?
yeah, I mean, were you gonna elaborate off of Christian's point? I was gonna do
No,
something
no,
different.
no, you're good.
I think one of my another favorite part about this movie for me, and I'll leave off on this final point for me, the title, Memories of Murder. Like, if you think about the title, Memories of Murder, like this movie was made, it felt like it was made for the killer, the real life killer. And it's the memories of the killer watching this movie go through all this whole process. And like, could you imagine being the killer watching this movie and thinking like, holy shit, like, you know, just like that feeling of being in the theaters and the ending shot, man, it's just so good. It's
It's
I'm
just
so
pretty sure
a
he
good.
did
completely
actually see
different
it.
take.
He
Yeah,
did
dude.
see it.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure he did see it. There's like people have said that. I was looking at, oh, with memories, the term memories of murder too. Like I think it also lends itself to that ending once again, where it's like however many years later, it cuts to like at the time what was the present day, and he's still going back to that first site, like that first murder site that he found, and it's still, and he's just like had to check up on it, and he like asked the girl about it, like it's still lingering with him all these years later, and that's also I think like the memories of murder,
Yeah.
um, fits with that perfectly. But I was gonna ask like, because I said I think this might be one of the best final shots ever, if not the best. Like, would you guys think it's the best? Like, where would you guys rank this?
It's my favorite, so I'm saying yes. And the last 30 minutes is probably my favorite ending to any movie as well.
I
So
think my favorite final shot ever is Empire Strikes Back,
It's a good
but
one.
but this one though, like it's definitely it's definitely my top five for sure. I would have to see a list. I always say I'd have to see a list, but it's got to be in there.
Jordan,
I
you
don't really
ranking?
have like a final shot favorite. I thought the ending, I mean, it was an incredible shot. One thing is that I might be in for a rewatch because I wish I finished the movie last night. Because I feel like if I watched it at night, like in my bed, Katie was sleeping, it was kind of just me watching it, I would have been like, whoa.
yeah,
And then I would have went to bed and probably not have fallen asleep for another hour and a half just thinking about it. But so, I mean, I don't know. I have like the worst memory of all time when it comes to this stuff. So I don't think I can like really think of Ben Rice homers to right field. I can't really
Oh.
think. I can't.
What do you
I,
have? What do you have notifications on? You a ball knower
yeah,
now?
man, come on.
Huge.
Um,
That's awesome.
yeah, I can't really think of like off the top of my head like favorite ending shots ever.
I just quickly scrolled through my top 100. The first one that I saw was Wharf the Planet of the Apes. Whenever Caesar's like dying in the
That's a
looking out.
great one.
That is a
Mm.
really good
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's like so hard. It's like this is definitely maybe like The Shining is a great one, I think. Um, I mean, just last year, like Honora and Nosferatu, I thought both had great ones. After Sun has a great one. It's like, yeah, it's really tough.
Yeah,
Um,
After Sun's definitely up there too. That
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
there are so many.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Also a good one.
Blade Runner 2049 is a fantastic final shot.
There's so
Um,
many good ones, man.
I think this movie also has my favorite transition. If you remember the scene where the killer is taking down his final victim, and you can see him like going through the process of killing her, but you see the back. You only see the backside of him, and then it pans to the girl, the victim, and you're looking at her eyes, and then her eyes like start moving up, and you're thinking you're about to see the killer, but instead it transitions to the detective running through the town trying to find him.
Mm.
So I thought that was just perfectly done. It was so perfect.
I really wish I didn't watch this movie on Tubi. Like, was your guys' quality
Fucking
like not so
Tubi.
great?
My quality was fine. I just hate the ads.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
Ads
with
are
Jordan.
so bad
My
there.
quality didn't feel great, and I feel like if it was already a 5 star at what it was, even with the ads, like I can only imagine how much more I would have appreciated it. It would have probably been one of Schnurr's famous 6 stars for me.
Yeah.
This it's a 6 star for
When
me.
I first watched this, I watched this on 123 Movies, and the quality was not great. So at
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not it.
least there was no
Um,
ads.
I mean, the quality probably has something to say about, I'm watching on like a 40-inch TV and Chase and Christian both have what, 7 85-inch TVs in your house?
You can thank my mom for that.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I stayed with them over winter break, I would always like go into the guest room when I was sleeping and there's just like 95-inch TV. I was watching like YouTube on. It was great.
Yeah.
Dude,
uh,
it cut to an ad for me. I was saying to Chase before we started recording, like there's a moment where it starts raining and they all realize like they hear the song playing on the radio and they're like, oh my God, like a murder's about to come. And they put their hand out. One of the characters puts his hand out and like feels the rain falling on his hand and it just cut to an ad for me. And I was like,
That
Oh,
sucks.
we're about to like
Yeah, me too.
get into it. It was so annoying.
Christian, was the raining and the thing with the song, was that all true?
I
Or
don't
is that
I
all
don't
like
think so.
okay.
I don't think so. I don't know all the true facts of the case, but I do know that the killer was actually imprisoned for a different situation, and they ended up finding out that he was the killer through um him finally admitting it while he was already in jail. So they already
Mm,
caught him, and they didn't know
Wow.
for
he was
something
the
else.
killer of the serial killer. Yeah.
Got it.
Um, yeah, I mean, is this would you guys say this is Bong's best?
For me, yes, 100%.
I gotta
And
watch
that
more
was
of
my
his
next
movies.
question. I want to know if you guys like this or probably Parasite is the other one.
Yeah, but you asked me a few weeks ago. I said Parasite.
I gotta
I'd
watch
still-
Parasite.
I
Have
gotta-
to.
When you asked a few weeks ago, I would have said Parasite, but I think Memories now. But I haven't. I saw Parasite on a fucking airplane, so I gotta rewatch it.
Yeah,
grind.
I would love to watch Parasite now that I've seen a couple of his movies and kind of compare them all.
Have
I
you
think-
seen Parasite before, Chase? I think everyone's seen it besides me, right?
Fucking awesome. It's so
Yeah,
good.
I gotta watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
Maybe I watch it this week, and me and you can do a little segment on it next week.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Experience versus Rook.
Oh yeah.
have you guys seen like apparently it's been going around like on social media that the outside shots of the house in Parasite are like CGI pretty much. Like the house is CGI for the most part from the outside. Which
I
is
didn't know that.
like I never would have known that.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't know that either.
Yeah, if you see like on
Damn
set
it,
photos, there's
Bong.
like a blue screen around and like it's only half the house, but like the second level is completely
Oh wait, are you talking
Yeah.
about like the backyard shots when you like look at
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
You guys know how much I glaze this guy Bong because he's one of my favorites, but the fact that we discussed this on a previous episode, but the fact that he has another movie that he's coming out with, which is like his lifelong movie that he's been thinking about for 20 years, I can't fucking wait. That should absolutely rip.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We
Be
shall
sure
see.
to-
I mean, I'm
It was like
sure.
something about a subway murder mystery. What was it? I
Something
forgot what it
Something
along
like
was,
those
but it
that.
lines.
sounded so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, go back
Wasn't it
to
something with vampires or no?
Oh God.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
I thought it was like a subway vampire murder thing. I don't
I
know.
don't
It's a
think
subway of vampire murderers that just drop kick people to death.
I thought you were
But,
reading off of something. I'm like, damn, like
So
it
did I.
is.
right? But Sinners is coming out soon, so
I
that's
cannot. Sinners comes out on
True.
my birthday. Can't wait for that.
let's go.
It just says horror action film set in an underground subway in Seoul.
That's awesome.
I can't fucking
That's
wait.
awesome.
Should we do a boys trip to
Horror
Seoul?
action.
I think we do a boys trip to Seoul. I think we do
I
it.
feel like I'd be there and get scared to get murdered after watching all these movies.
Yeah.
Well, the detective Seoul's fine. The detective came from Seoul to this
Yeah.
town.
But
Yeah.
I saw the devil too.
Yeah, there you go.
uh,
Terrifying.
We're gonna
Really-
get we're
really-
gonna get eaten while we're there. Perfect.
Sure.
Schnur, just curious question for you. What do you prefer, Old Boy or Mems?
Old Boy.
Wow.
Well,
I just
Wow.
rewatched both too. Like Old Boy
Gotta
for
watch
sure.
Yeah,
that.
that's why. Yeah, I know you just
Yeah.
rewatched it.
Yeah, Old Boy like moved up from like talk about transitions. Christian's talking about like one of his favorite transitions. Like, go back and watch that movie now. Those transitions are literally ridiculous. They're so good. Yeah, that movie's. I just recently put that like because I switched my Letterboxd 4 favorites around, and I just put that in there just because like been thinking about it since I rewatched it.
I'm due
Um,
for a rewatch there.
So good.
There's just something different about like Asian storytelling that just like fascinates me. It just feels so different from what we, we're accustomed to seeing. And I think that just like captivates me in a different way. I don't know how you guys feel about
Pretty
that,
sure
but
Tarantino said that Memories is his favorite movie ever, right? Like his favorite.
His favorite movie ever is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but I think he does like Memories of Murder.
He's a
So.
fucking loser anyway.
yeah.
I love
Tarantino.
Tarantino.
I,
He's a
I love
weirdo.
his movies. Don't love him as a person.
He's a weirdo. Kind of
So
strange.
Anyways, you guys want to? I'm pretty sure we spoiled our ratings. You guys want to jump into ratings?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gave it a 5. As high as you can give it. It's my fourth favorite movie. Might move up. We'll see.
Jagger,
I gave it a 4.5, and I did just put it in my top 100. So
Hmm.
it's
Fun.
making moves.
Jordan.
4.5. Could be 5 on a rewatch in the dark.
Schnur.
Yeah, 8 out of 5. I was also saying to Christian, like, looked at my list, see if I like can move it up or anything. I think it's in like a perfect spot where it is right now, but yeah, it's like one of the best movies ever for sure.
Yeah, I had it at a 5 as well. And how would you guys rank the 3 movies from this week?
Memories of Murder, Dragon Tattoo, Usual Suspects.
Same lists.
I think I'm going same too, but enjoyed all 3 of them this week. Very good movie selection.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are fun. I think we're gonna have a really fun trilogy slate, but we can get into that in a little bit. But first, we have to jump into our trilogy game. So we are gonna jump into our trilogies game. I'm very excited for this. I think you guys are gonna have a difficult time with this. I'm gonna present you all. It's gonna be the 4 of them. They're gonna be doing a blind ranking or a blind keep 5, cut 5 of some trilogies that I think that we all have seen. There's one that I'm not sure everyone has seen. I'm sure you guys might know where I'm going with that, but I figured I couldn't leave it off the list because of how much at least the 2 of you love it. So
Great. I'm fucked on this.
I had
Toss
to
it in
maybe,
the dumpster.
maybe that's a little bit of a spoiler, but we're gonna do, like I said, a blind ranking here. Keep 5, cut 5. And then if there is a tie, you guys all have to come to a decision on what you're keeping and what you're cutting. And if there's a tie, then let's say it's 2-on-2, has to debate each other 2-on-2.
Okay.
So jumping straight into a very popular trilogy, we'll jump into the Godfather trilogy.
Keep.
You have to keep it.
Obviously.
It doesn't even matter what the third does.
You
Keep
have
it.
to. It's
2 of
just
the 3 greatest movies
2
ever.
of the best movies ever, yeah.
Can someone do me a favor? Can someone jot these down?
Yeah,
Uh,
I was
what
I
we're
got it in
keeping-
the doc.
Okay. Oh, you got it in the doc? Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, on to the next. We have Toby's Spider-Man movies.
Ooh. Shit.
I'd cut them personally. I love to. I don't love
That's-
1 and 3.
You don't like 1?
I don't love them to a point where I know there's going to be some other bangers there. I would put it out, but I know how
Okay.
much you love Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man.
But hear me out. Without that trilogy, I don't think we're getting other Marvel projects like they are today. Like I think that's so
Yeah, but that's
instrumental.
influence. I'm talking about just like this is the movies. This trilogy, like how good are these three?
He got your
Influential, sure,
ass.
keep it, but
One
The
thing that
first
I
two
Influence.
one
aren't
thing that I
that
forgot
good.
to one thing that I forgot to preface with the cuts, I'm like treating it as if like you guys are just totally wiping them from existence, like they never existed.
oh,
Yeah.
great.
That's fucked.
Keep it then. I can't.
Well,
Yeah.
hold
What
on.
we've gotten like based off of that, yeah, that was like a huge pivotal starting point for superhero movies.
But we have to think about what other trilogies are out there, right? Like what else
Yeah.
can come on this list that we could potentially have to decide between, like Star Wars, like
We know
Wars,
Lord of the
that's
Indiana
easy.
Rings,
Jones,
Indiana
Dark Knight,
Jones,
Lord
Back
of
to
the
the
Rings.
Future.
I think I'm good to cut, which sucks, but it's like
Thinking about all of those, I'm leaning towards a cut, but
yeah,
those
I'm the
first two
same.
really
But
are
they're incredible.
fucking great.
Even the third one is like fun. Like I don't think the third one like
Yeah,
it's
I
not
think it's a
great,
really
but there's good things in the third.
When you, I so like I'm so opposite. When you guys mentioned those movies, I'm like, wait, maybe we should keep this. And
Yeah.
I'm not as high on like I maybe just haven't seen a lot. Like Back to the Future and Indiana Jones, I haven't seen. Like I could live without them. Like
Oh no, they're so good.
I could live without them. I'm due for rewatch. Maybe I'll get one this week. So
Maybe.
That's exciting.
I really want to rewatch Indy.
That's exciting.
This is tough. This is
So
tough.
what are you guys leaning right now? Schnur, what are you leaning?
I'm leaning cut, like just outside, I think,
What
just
about
based
you,
on
Jordan?
the other ones that are possible.
I think I'm cut, but I really don't want to.
all right,
Jagger.
we can cut them then. If you
Wow.
three are
Christian,
But,
were you gonna be a
fine.
keep?
No, I'm a cut too, but I want the fans to know that I absolutely adore those movies. So.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. It's like this is meant to be tough. Like we
Yeah.
all love these movies. This is supposed to be tough.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're gonna cut Toby's Spider-Man trilogy. That's a
So
big time
sad.
cut right there. That's
Wait,
really
wait.
sad.
That does
It
suck.
doesn't matter, but I'm changing mine to keep just because William Dafoe, Green Goblin.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have Lord of the Rings.
Keep. Such an easy
Oh
keep.
Cut.
God, I just don't like these movies. I
Like this
just
is so hard
don't.
to
Yeah, they're really
debate
high.
because it's like
Oh, I have like 3.5. I like they're good, but like I just
they're just not
what
my
else is
favorite.
here? But I mean, I understand like
This is
the
gonna be
cultural impacts, wiping them, like how everyone else feels about them, how you two feel about them. Like I'd be okay. I'm okay with like keeping them.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think I have all three of them in my top 15 movies.
Yeah,
They're all- I have them all in the
I
top
couldn't
20.
take that away from you guys. I couldn't.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep Lord. Moving on to the next, we have Toy Story.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
I forgot about
shit.
these two.
I would take Toy Story over Spider-Man. I don't know
I
if
would
that
too.
means
I would
keep or
too.
cut, but
This is only number 4, by the way. You guys have a
That's the
long way
problem.
to go.
Like, what if we get to like original trilogy Star Wars and we're cutting? I'll literally leave the podcast. That'll be it.
Abandoned.
We add one.
He's gonna put that last. You know this.
I know,
motherfucker.
he's screwing us here. We
We just
have
gotta
to
keep the spot open.
come up with a strategy here. What do we do?
I mean, it's so hard. Like we talked Pixar last episode, and we were like, dude, like Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 3, like we're all saying like almost fives basically, and Toy Story 2 is still great. Like it's so hard to get rid of that.
Guys, I think we have to cut this.
honestly,
Like,
I
just
think I'm
think about the
leaning
other
cut. I'm
trilogy.
nervous, but
Or do we just like, okay, like let's
Oh,
keep one
buys.
animated trilogy on our keep. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think there's like better ones though. Like that.
I'm with Schneider.
Better-
I think there's,
better
I think
animated
there's better
animated
options.
trilogy?
Not animated.
No,
just like
just
in general.
trilogies.
Like
The Spider Verse
that's
is
so
gonna
tough.
take over that next year.
Oh
Whenever
yeah.
that comes
I hope.
out,
Oh yeah.
2029.
There's
More
gonna
like
be hard cuts.
2046.
We'll be 40.
There's gonna have to be hard cuts. I think this is like
I'm
The
cool
hardest
with
one we'll
cutting
have
this,
to make, I hope.
honestly.
This is
I'm cool with
gruesome.
cutting it.
Uh,
are we cutting?
Snippet.
Wow.
I'm a keep.
Scissors.
Jordan? Oh, so
Scissors.
3v1. All right, so that's a cut.
That's
All right. That's a tough cut.
Chase is
We
crying.
got 2 and 2. We're good. We're doing good right
You
now.
just lost our childhood, by the way.
Oh, it's gone.
Still got Ratatouille. It's okay.
Wow,
we still
racing
have
car
Incredibles.
existed.
It's fine. We
Racing
still have
car
cars.
existed, actually.
And you have a big car supporter on the TikTok, by the way.
Who? I didn't
There
even
was a
see.
there was a
Trevor,
fan that was guessing you up, I think, right?
Trevor
Oh,
L.
let's go.
Yeah,
Hmm.
All
it
right,
was
on
Alec.
to number 5. We have the original Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, keep
Keep.
it. No discussions.
Thank God.
Okay.
No discussions.
Wow. So wait, hang on. Are we already at?
We're at
Wow.
3.
We
We're
only
at
have 2
3, we're at
slots
3.
left, and we're just halfway through.
There's gonna be
Okay.
some big
That's
cuts
fine.
here.
That's fine.
All right. Up next, we have the original Indiana Jones trilogy.
Keep for me.
Look, I haven't seen them in so long, but I just remember loving them. So I'm gonna have to keep.
They're
would-
amongst like the most fun movies you can watch.
It's gonna get really tough from here. I'm excited to see how this goes.
We
Is it
have
better
to
than
we have
Toy
to think
Story?
about this.
I think it's a cut, dude.
I'd rather watch that than Toy Story.
We have to think about this. What do we have left? Like Back to the Future,
Batman.
Dark
Batman.
Knight, yeah.
I would take Indiana Jones over the Batman trilogy personally.
Fuck
That's
no.
tough.
Fuck
I
no,
might do the
dude.
same, honestly. I might do the same.
No,
No
chance.
shot.
Dark
I
Knight
love-
Rises is terrible.
chance.
I
Dark
love
Knight
those
Rises
2
sucks.
takes, Jacob
Listen,
and
the Batman
Christian.
Begins
Love
is
that.
actually
Godfather
underrated.
3 sucks. Oh.
Yeah, but Godfather
first
1 and 2
two
are
are-
so much better than like
Yeah, I mean, I
anything
would
from
choose
that.
that trilogy over. Oh my god.
I don't know
But
if I'm taking Indy over the Dark Knight.
I would cut this, but if you 3 are saying keep, I guess we got
I'm-
one more
I'm-
spot left.
Look, I want to keep, but I'm not agreeing with the fact that I'd take this over Batman trilogy.
Let's probably
That might not be in the list, the Batman trilogy. Who knows?
All right, then
It
it's a
might be there.
garbage list.
Ah,
Sorry, Chase.
We have one spot left.
It's okay, man.
Can we
So you
think
get
about
upset there.
No, it's
can we
okay.
think about what else could be on this list?
Well, I said the Dark Knight, Back to the Future. If we pick this and keep, only one of those could make it.
I'm taking Indy over Back to the Future. I'll tell you that.
The before, no, I haven't seen the
I
before.
don't know.
I'm taking Indy over Back to the Future too, and I'm taking over Dark Knight. So that's why I'm like,
All right, so if it's like that, I feel like I would probably take Indy over Back to the Future too. So we're leaving one last spot.
Whoa!
Trying to look at my list.
And
see
I
if there's
love
any
Back
that
to
are,
the
like,
Future, Christian.
glaringly
I love Back to
obvious.
the Future.
Yeah,
Look how
really
happy
nice.
Jagger looks right now.
But that third movie,
I'm looking at my thing
Christian,
to see
it's
if
not
there's
bad.
anything
It's like it's
I'm
not as good as
missing.
the first two, but it still rips. I
it's
think
a drop down.
it's a
It's
drop
not
down.
bad, but it's a decent drop down.
wow, Jazz home run.
Let's go.
Wait, I was
Are
waiting for Jordan to say it. He didn't say it.
I didn't see.
these are all trilogies that everyone has seen pretty much from here on out?
Everyone except one. I know one person hasn't seen.
All right, it's
Okay.
me.
Because I was saying, because there's like the Before trilogy and like the Dollars trilogy that I just watched. Like I'd put those in the top 5, but no one else has seen them, I don't think. So then that's out. So I'm good
Sure.
keeping Indy.
All right, fuck it, keep them.
I would keep
Harry
Indy.
forward.
I'm keeping Indy.
Harry
Wow,
forward.
one spot left then, right?
And
You
how many
guys are all-
movies do we have
yeah.
left?
We
4.
have 4.
You have 4 more trilogies with one spot
God.
left.
We're fucked.
Moving on to the next, we have. It's funny how this lined up. Back to the Future.
Cut that. Cut it.
I would
Cut
I
it
can't give that to
because
my
I
last
can't.
spot.
I can't give the last spot with that third movie.
I would cut it also.
Okay.
But what about the Dark Knight Rises? You guys like that shit?
Yeah, it's
No.
great.
It's better than Back to the Future 3.
Yep.
I haven't seen Back to the Future 3 in a while, but I do not like The Dark Knight Rises.
Don't need to.
I'm not. Yeah, we'll get to that later.
I would personally be a keep.
So this is a 3v1, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's disappointing. All right. Next one, it's going to be tough for one of you. I'm super excited. Alien.
The thing is, oh my god. The thing is, I guess me and Shore were talking, like, it's not really counted as a trilogy. The third one is so beyond bad, better than, like, worse than other ones, but I love the first two. Aliens over 4 all time, but I just don't think we can give that to our last spot.
There's like the same argument. I mean, I haven't seen them, but like based on what you're saying, it's the same argument of like Back to the Future. Like the first 2 are
Yeah,
great,
but-
the third one's a
But
drop off,
Alien
so it's
3
hard.
is, like, so far below these other guys.
If Jagger's saying no, it has to be a cut. Like those are his favorite
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
I don't even like the
love
second one.
The first
so-
two.
Or not that I don't
love
like
the
it. It's like
first two.
fine. I'm like a huge Aliens guy. And I don't like the third.
That's it, Jagger. You just lost one of your top 5 favorite movies. See you later.
That's so interesting.
Shit, I forgot. I forgot we were playing like that.
I
On
thought
forever.
I thought Alien was gonna be a bit of a tougher discussion because I know you guys all love the first two, but
It's harder because Jordan hasn't seen, and then I know Schnur hates aliens.
I don't hate Aliens. Aliens is like good. I just don't. I'm not like,
Huge.
people think it's like one of the greatest movies ever, one of the greatest sequels ever. I'm not even close to that, but I enjoyed it. It's like a good action movie.
I would put it above. I mean, I wouldn't. I would put it above Lord of the Rings for me and Indiana Jones for me, but
all right, so that's a cut, definitely.
Cut it.
Get it
All
out.
right. On to the final two here. Taking the number 9 spot, it's gonna be the Dark Knight trilogy.
keep it, dude.
Keep.
What else do we have
Yeah,
left?
that's something like what else could be.
What
I
else
don't
do
like
we
Dark
have
Knight
left?
Rises, and I'm not.
Like, what
Like-
if it's Kung Fu Panda or
cares?
How to Train Your Dragon, which I haven't seen all of them.
How to Train Your
I
Dragon, I'm
would-
taking over Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight because
Oh
it's not gonna be
no!
on here.
No.
It's not
There,
gonna
there
be
has
on
to be an
here.
obvious one that we're missing here.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
not gonna be on here.
what is the obvious one that we're missing?
That he would put last.
I think I might take. Oh, would I take the Spider-Man trilogy over the Dark Knight trilogy?
No.
No, I would take the Dark.
Uh,
I would take the Dark Knight.
That's
I think
tough.
because the Dark Knight is that good. That movie is that good. I would take
Batman Begins is also good. And
it's amazing.
look, The Dark Knight Rises is definitely the worst of the three, but it's still not bad.
There's no way he
I
says
don't-
like the prequel trilogy, right?
Well, that.
Oh, he's
that's gonna be
smiling.
that.
That
I
would
would
be a
literally
cut.
throw up if I had to throw out Revenge of the Sith.
There it is.
No.
All right.
Oh
hoping
no.
That's
it's
it. Yeah, that's
not
the only one left,
that.
and I feel like Dark Knight. Even though you guys love Revenge of the Sith, I think we can agree Dark Knight.
I'm
is the
taking
Dark
Dark
prequel
Knight
trilogy.
over.
Who says it's the
yes.
original prequels though? Last spot.
We don't know.
You don't know
we
that
don't
for
know.
sure.
We also got
Taking an educated guess.
like it could be like a Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America type thing.
I'm still taking Dark Knight.
I would still
Yeah.
take the Dark Knight
I
there.
would take him over them both as well.
Yeah, I would.
I think we're leaning
I
towards.
vote keep.
Keep it.
I vote
keep.
keep.
It, keep it.
Wow.
Last
Okay.
spot.
All right.
What did we leave off?
Before this last spot, I do want to say that I wanted to leave this to the end. I want to give you guys an opportunity to give yourself a swap with the whole list if you feel like you need one, but I'll give you 30 seconds to decide that when the time comes. So get your gears grinding if you guys wanted to make one swap at the end. The final trilogy that I'm including, I know we all love. It's the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Fuck.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh, that's such a keep.
What do we have? Okay, let's go through quick. What is our list right now?
Godfather, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars,
Wars.
Indiana Jones.
I'll start
Dark
the
Knight.
I'll start the 30-second timer right now.
I mean, I'm taking Planet of the
I
Apes
would-
over Lord of the Rings.
I'd put that.
I'm taking it over Indiana Jones too, and the Dark Knight.
I can't
I'd
give you
literally
any.
put that over everything as a trilogy, because Godfather 3 isn't great. I'd probably put it like second behind Lord of the Rings, honestly. Out of those that
We
count.
have to swap that one. Like there's.
I say no
these-
swap.
10
But
seconds.
you guys are now gonna have to decide which one you're taking out.
Indiana Jones. I think that was the closest one. I think we all
3, 2,
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
swap it.
What are we swapping it with?
Indiana Jones.
Oh!
Indiana
Indiana
Jones and
Jones.
Planet of the Apes. Indiana Jones. And Planet
Indiana
of the Apes.
Jones, 10 times out of 10.
I
Ugh,
would take
know.
I would take Indiana Jones over Dark Knight though. So I would cut Dark Knight trilogy, but you guys.
No
Actually, I
shot.
don't know.
I would take Dark Knight over Indiana Jones, but it's
That's
close.
so
But it's
All right,
like,
this is
it's
good
so
discussion.
close.
This is good discussion.
Yeah.
Screw the timer. I'll let you guys figure it out.
God.
So
God, I don't
Planet
know.
of the Apes has to be in there, right? Like no matter
Has
what,
to
Why?
be.
we're
It's
think
so
so, yeah.
good. It's so good. I think I'm taking it over
Now-
Indy. I think I'm taking it over
I don't
Indy.
think we can do it over Lord of the Rings because you guys love them so much. I don't think we should take them
I
out.
can't take
Godfather,
that
no. Star Wars, no. So it's Indiana Jones or Dark Knight.
It's got to
Like,
be
we
Indy
should-
for
We
me.
should rank them where we go. Like where
We're
we
fucking
sit.
watching Indiana Jones this week, and you fuckers have no say.
I'm fine with that.
Oh man. I think outside of Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, Planet of the Apes is the only other one that is like the most complete, I think, beginning to end.
It's so fucking complete.
But
dude.
so is
It's
Indiana
so
Jones.
complete.
Indiana Jones is beyond good. It's
It
beyond.
is, and it is I like, but okay.
Christian, could you imagine getting rid of Dark Knight?
I'm not getting rid of that shit. I'm saying fucking keep it out.
know
It's
what?
out, bro.
It's coming in, dude. It is.
You know-
It is.
Dude,
You
I'm
know what?
taking Apes over Indy.
Yeah, I'm all on board cutting Indy because also there was like a fourth and a fifth one made after that kind of like continued the story. So the original three isn't like its own like one trilogy. So I think for
Well, you
that
could say
reason
it
I'd
about
cut
Apes
Indy.
There's
too.
also like 6 Apes movies.
Not really.
Well,
It's like its
There's
own.
the
about
It's like
old
a
ones,
Caesar
15.
trilogy.
There's about 15 apes
There you go.
movies.
but like
But
they're
that's
not like
different.
Well, yeah,
all
but,
This
like-
is this
connected.
is it was designed to be a trilogy. Like that's a trilogy. This Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes doesn't ruin that. It goes
Jake
so
Bauer's
far.
Homer's left field.
It goes so
William
He's not a
far in the
Contreras,
Yankee.
future.
Bill
He's
This
not a
is
Yankee,
Seahorse.
so.
different.
Okay. Are we so cutting Indy, keeping Planet?
I would.
I don't want to, but I think I have to.
Dude, that's fucking crazy. You guys are crazy for that.
Apes is so good. I love Apes.
Apes is unbelievable.
All right.
Seriously, Schnorr, you're gonna do it?
I'm putting. Didn't we all just? Isn't it a 3-1 right now?
No, Kristen's against.
I say
I
no.
think.
But I think
So
Schneer's saying
Schneer's
yes.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Schneer Jordan saying wow.
I'm
Yes.
saying I would cut it because, as good as the original trilogy is, I think it still continued with like a fourth and a fifth. When like Star Wars is like its own trilogy. It's like one thing. Lord of the Rings, Godfather, like they're all like its own thing. So maybe just like for that reason, like the completeness. I don't know.
I gotta rewatch Indy, but at this
Wiping-
point,
Wiping Indiana Jones off the planet is just.
okay, well, we're not actually doing it, Christian. You can watch it right after this podcast.
Thank God.
Yeah, but that's the intent, Jordan. That's what we're doing here. We're wiping them off the face of the planet.
I also think Toy Story
Like
might take
Indy.
over Indy. Like
No,
So-
I'm not doing that.
Close.
Put Planet of the Apes in the top 5. Get rid of Andy.
All right, Schnorr, seems like you're the deciding factor. What's it gonna be?
It's very difficult.
I agree. I said keeping
Okay.
Planet, cutting Indy.
All right, so the
I
final
just
list.
enjoy Apes so much.
The final list of the Keep 5, Cut 5 comes out to The Godfather, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Planet of the Apes, and The Dark Knight, leaving out the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, Toy Story, Back to the Future, Alien, and Indiana Jones. That's crazy. Those are 5 amazing
I
trilogies.
mean, you
that
just
guys
gave us
left off.
10 amazing trilogies.
Yeah.
That's the point, though. That's the point.
I know.
You
I'm
guys
just
are
saying
taking-
like a bunch are getting left out.
You guys would take Apes over Back to the Future? Like those two movies are like two of the
Absolutely.
Dude,
best.
I'm telling you,
sci-fi
Back to the
movies
Future
ever.
3 is trash.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but
it's not.
the first
It's not
two are-
trash, but it's not even close to the first two.
Apes is great, but I don't think it has an all-time movie in there. Back
Oh,
to
I
the
know.
Future has
Oh,
two
come
I'm
on.
taking-
Now it's got
All-time
5
movie?
stars in there. Yeah.
I'm
War
taking
and
Dawn and I'm taking Dawn and War over either Back to the Future, personally.
War is in my top 25, I think, all
Dawn
time.
is so good.
What?
It's unbelievable.
I think War and Dawn are on par with 1 and 2 of Back to the Future.
I love. Okay, so let me. I wasn't in this discussion, but I think I don't know. You guys know I love Back to the Future, so maybe I'm biased, but I think that's crazy. Like Planet War and Dawn are both amazing, but I think that's
They're
crazy.
so good.
I think that's crazy too.
I think if you take away the nostalgia of Back to the
Yeah.
Future,
I don't even think it's
would
about
agree.
nostalgia.
Good. There's
I
no
think they're that
nostalgia
good.
for me.
that's not true.
I think it's
I don't think it's
Big
about
nostalgia.
nostalgia with Back to the Future for me. I think they're genuinely like amazing movies.
I think they're really good movies, but Christian saying that there's no nostalgia for me is just not true.
You're probably right about that. But trying to put nostalgia aside, I still think those two movies are better.
To each their own.
I
Yeah.
think we
Caesar
we-
would fucking kill Marty McFly, though. So, uh,
And then we'd go back in time, save Marty, and take out Caesar.
Caesar defies time.
You can't take out
Caesar is infinite, dude.
Caesar's gone.
He just has to say no.
Caesar is
all right,
infinite.
chat. Who are
on
you
the
taking in
perks
the
of a
fight,
wallflower.
Caesar or Marty McFly?
Perks of a wallflower truck. I am infinite, Caesar.
All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. I'm actually happy with how that came out.
I think I'm also taking the first two indie movies over any.
Here we
Shut
go.
up.
Here we go.
Maybe we need a Planet of the Apes rewatch. Maybe that's what somebody hopefully brings to the
Maybe.
maybe.
Anyways, if you guys want, we could jump straight into the trilogy pool.
Let's do it.
I put a list on the doc. If
Can you put
guys
me
want
last,
it.
Chase? I went first last week.
Okay, I'll move everybody up. You can go last.
Wait, I'm
Thank you.
first.
I can go first. I don't care.
All right. So how about Jagger goes first? Christian go or why don't we just go with how we want it to be? I feel like you all have a preference, so let's just go.
I'm
Let's just jump
I'm
in.
ready. I got mine. I
Go
found
go
mine
ahead, Jagger. We'll
before.
just jump in.
I'm not sure how didn't think about it whenever like we were picking the trilogies. I'm picking the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Fucking slaps. They're so good. War and Dawn are 5 stars for me, and I think I have Rise at a 4. It's like Sure was saying, it's such a complete trilogy. So good. Caesar has so much aura. It's just I need to rewatch. The first ones are Rise is on Max, Dawn's on Hulu. We just have to buy War. That's it. So I really want to fucking watch those movies again.
Cool. Anyone want to jump in?
Um.
I'll make a pick if you're
Yeah, you can
unsure.
go. Yeah.
So this is an outside of the box one because I know there's a couple people on here who have hinted at wanting to watch it. The first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean, I think, could be.
Haven't seen any of them.
I
We've talked about
almost
this.
I almost put that in the trilogy list, but I know that Jordan hasn't seen them, so I didn't. I
Yeah.
couldn't have 2 trilogies that Jordan hasn't seen.
Good.
I
It's always me.
Would that have made things tough for you guys? Do you guys think you would have
No, I would have left it off, but we're gonna probably bring other trilogies to the table right now that are maybe be better. But because some of us haven't seen it in a long time, I think it could be a good watch.
Yeah.
Jordan hasn't seen it.
Twins already copied the Yankee style with the bats. Sorry.
I'll I'll go with the I'll go with Indiana Jones.
Wow.
I'll throw it out just because
Fucking hard.
I don't know, like there's a couple that I haven't seen that like we have to like buy a bunch of movies. I don't think you guys would watch them anyway. And I do really want to rewatch Indiana Jones, especially after watching Close Encounters
So do I.
and like wanting to get back into like Spielberg's filmography from like the 70s, 80s range.
Okay. I was gonna go between. I mean, you guys probably could have guessed between these two. So since you picked Indy, I'll go with Back to the Future. I feel like, based on those discussions, I feel like we could use a rewatch of both. Maybe we should watch all 6. But
Watch
yeah.
everything.
So I'll go with Back to the Future. How about you, Jordan?
So I had Indy, and then we talked about Planet. I had Planet, and then
You want me to switch and you could pick Indy?
no, because I have one.
Okay.
And we've been talking about this a little bit. I haven't seen the first one since I was probably like 8. How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. I don't think it'll win, but everyone says it's incredible, and I do want to watch it, so I had to
This is
throw it
gonna
out
be
there.
Such a tough vote. Holy
I just
shit!
rewatched the first 2 recently, and I did give them pretty high scores. They were good.
You saw the second Jagger?
Yeah.
Pretty
the
excited
second
for the
is
live
so
action
good.
coming out too.
The second How to Train Your
Looks
Dragon
great,
is
Jordan. It
fucking
does.
incredible.
Does look very good. Toothless looks crazy.
All
Looks
right.
very, 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 very cool.
Definitely, I want you to watch the animated movie first, though. Well,
Oh,
you
I've seen
said
the
you've
first
seen it.
one.
You said you've seen it. Okay.
Just
yeah.
a while ago. I've never seen the second or third though, and I've heard the second is literally incredible.
Yeah, I haven't
How
seen the
the
second.
fuck do we do this now?
Yeah. So I'm gonna make a cut here, and then just I'm letting the viewers know we're gonna cut here, and then the
Did
5
Schnur
of us
pick
are
it?
gonna what?
Did Schnur pick his? Oh yeah, Indy.
Yeah.
And then the 5 of us are gonna go. We'll come back once we ultimately decide. But I figure this is probably gonna take us a little bit, so I'm just gonna cut it here, and we'll be back in a second. All right, so we are back after doing a lot of discussion off camera. We have narrowed it down to Indiana Jones and Pirates of the Caribbean. So now we're all going to do an individual vote on the 2, and Christian just asked off camera if he can vote for Indiana, because it was his pick. So just want to
Pirates.
preface.
Pirates.
Yeah.
My pick.
What'd you say?
Pirates was his
Pirates was
pick.
my pick.
Oh, Pirates. Excuse me. So you can just want to preface. You can vote on your own pick. So, I guess that Christian, you're going to go with Pirates, or
Taking me first.
well, you're the one who asked the question.
I'm gonna go Indy.
You just
Wow.
asked that question just to fucking vote for the other one.
I'm going
That's
Pirates.
insane.
I don't know.
Oh my
Pirates.
god.
All right,
Pirates, Indy,
start with
Pirates.
Jagger because Jagger
I'm going
I feel like
Pirates.
knows.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm going Pirates. I just much rather watch that, and I think those are just more fun than Indy for me.
Wait, Christian, so you're keeping Indy?
I'm going Pirates. I'm going Pirates.
Okay.
Done.
Oh, 2-0 lead at
I'm
the
go-
start.
I'm going Indy.
I'm
Personally.
going
2-1.
Indy also.
2-2.
It comes out to-
Holy
Oh.
shit!
Why'd you leave this up to Chase? We know where he's going.
Yeah, exactly. This ain't going anywhere.
He's doing this for the sake of Ava here, not for
No,
himself.
no, no, that's not true. See, I want you guys to watch Indiana Jones again. You know, like they're so
I haven't
good.
seen it in years. That's why I really want to watch it.
For a little
But
context, Chase used to walk around with the fucking whip, the Indiana Jones whip, and and whip everybody in the house.
I think next week I'm just gonna have to show up in a fedora, and I'm gonna have to pick Indiana Jones here.
All right,
I think I
Indiana.
have no choice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Pirates fans.
All right, we'll watch it off cam, Jagger.
it's okay.
I want to watch it off
I'm just
cam
gonna
too.
watch War for the Planet of the Apes by myself.
I gotta watch that too.
All right, so the Indiana Jones trilogy is gonna be our pick for next week. I think that pretty much sums up this whole episode. Unless if you guys had anything else that you wanted to jump into.
Is
No,
that
Nope.
all good.
Okay. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to follow us on TikTok at the Watchlist Podcast and Instagram at the Watchlist Podcast. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube at the Watchlist. We are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Those are our 5 platforms that we're on. And also, I think a couple weeks ago, Christian mentioned, if we do have, I don't know how many viewers we really have, how many fans we have, but if we do have you, comment on this podcast and let us know if you want us to watch a movie of your pick, and we will be sure to put that in for next week's episode. We can just throw that in there as one of the 3 for our next round if everybody's cool with that. So,
I have some
yeah,
guys pressing me for Dune and Clone Wars, just a little Clone Wars review. So at some point we gotta do it for the fans.
leave it in the comments.
yeah, leave it in the comments for us. But yeah, that's everything. So thank you guys for listening, and we will see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.